Tarot card readers and tarot card fans. Today we are doing a tarot card reading. This one's going to be what I need to know right now, and we are doing a pick a card tarot card reading. So what we're going to do here is I have three different tarot decks here with three different cards I've selected, and now whichever one resonates with you, you will choose that one and then get the message for the day, and that will be the what you need to know right now by doing your own pick a card tarot reading here. So as we see the three cards here, start to think about which one is resonating with you. Here on the far left, we have the Borderless Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is a deck that I love. And it is, really Rider-Waite's the traditional kind of tarot card deck you may see, and it's how most people learn tarot through that one. With the Borderless one, it really has this kind of vintage look to it that I love, as well as, the image goes all the way to the sides with no border, which makes it pop a lot more. In the middle here, we have the Weiser Tarot deck. So the Weiser Tarot deck, to me, I really love the vibrant colors that comes with it. It does take some creative licenses based on the original Rider-Waite, so a lot of the symbols and imagery will be very familiar to people if they have done tarot card readings with the Rider-Waite. But they've done a lot of different colorings, and it's almost like a watercolor images, which is really interesting. And then on the far right over here for tarot deck number 3, if this one is resonating with you as far as what you need to know right now for this pick a card tarot card reading, this is the Lightseers Tarot, and I actually use this tarot deck for any life path readings I do for people or any broader ones. What should I do with my life, or where am I going, or what is I meant to be? Because I feel like the imagery here is really departs of quite a bit from the Rider-Waite imagery, but it's such a beautiful tarot deck that I love doing it for that. I think it's a little bit softer. It's not as harsh in the imagery in most cases, so I think it goes over better with new tarot reading clients who are a little bit nervous about it. So let's begin. So the question again, last chance to pick your deck, is what I need to know right now. Pick a card tarot reading. If you've chosen the first deck, which is the one on the left, which is the Borderless Rider-Waite Tarot with the green backs, we will get to your card first. And what you see here is this is the Ten of Wands. What the Ten of Wands really means is you're carrying a heavy burden. 10 in numerology should be a very high number because it's like a new beginning, but it's actually begging a new beginning for you because you've gone so far down this path that you just can't go any further. And now what you've been doing for a long time, effortlessly, is now becoming a burden and a heavy weight on you. And that's why you can see here, and usually in the tarot, when in the background you have houses and places, that's how you want your life to be. But in this case, the house is still fairly far off, but then you're carrying this heavy load, so you may not make it there, which says that you are, the longer you go down this path, you will, you may not make it to your goal because it is becoming a heavy burden that you're having trouble carrying on your own. Most cases, what this means is it doesn't mean you've been on the wrong path for a long time, because in most cases, especially in numerology with the cycle of the 9-year cycle, it may say that you've been in the right place and you've been growing the way you've meant to, but sometimes we kind of miss the signals that tell us it's time to move on or it's time to make some changes. And if you miss those signals to actually level up your life and go on the next path and kind of challenge yourself again and spur your next kind of season of growth, then that can be very difficult for you. So what most people do in this one is if you kind of stay too long, and sometimes in career readings or job readings, it might be the situation where you have stayed too long in the same role or the same company or the same city or whatever the case might be, and it says that you are no longer growing or learning more. So for you to actually develop and kind of move on, you need to make a real change, whether that's finding a new role within the same company or actually changing and finding a new line of work. And usually it should be something that really aligns better with your spiritual path or something else, because the next card in the tarot deck based on the hierarchy is starts the suit of the pentacles, which is more the merchant one. So it's time to level up and do something different, something that might be more of interest to you on your path and in your journey. So for those of you who've chosen and selected this card, try to think of the places where you're seeing where things used to be effortless or you used to enjoy it, and now it's actually becoming a burden and difficult for you. And it may say it's time to think about it and move on and find a way to level up to something that resonates with you now. Just because you've been doing something for a long time doesn't mean that's the path you're always meant to be on, forever. For those of you who chose the middle deck, number 2 here, which is the Weiser Tarot card deck, your card for what you need to know right now is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a fantastic card because it's aces are new beginnings. They're ones in numerology, and the suit of the Pentacles is one dealing with the earthly plane. So it's physical resources that are at your disposal. That's why it can be associated with money and things like that, but it's also just any of the resources that you need in day-to-day life, which is why it also can be your health or your mental health in addition to just the physical resources like money. So you can see here in the tarot is, usually you have this, we see mountains in the background. That tells you kind of the goal or what you're aiming for. And you can see here this kind of hedges almost kind of just laying out the perfect path to go and get there. And what most people assume is because, in the tarot, a 1 in numerology is kind of the lowest number, that some people think that the aces are relatively low, being a 1. But in the hierarchy of the tarot, the aces actually are the bridge between the minor arcana and the major arcana, which means there are connections between the earthly plane, the more spiritual plane, if you believe in your spirit guides and guardian angels. And that's why when all the times in all the cards in the tarot deck, you see the aces, you see this kind of cloud handing you something. This is why it seems like something's coming to you almost as a gift, almost like, something that just comes out of the heavens towards you. And what that really means in the most cases is something that comes out of nowhere or surprises you. So if it's like the Ace of Cups, it'll be, a relationship or a connection with someone that kind of took you by surprise or you didn't see coming and so forth. And when it's on the Ace of Pentacles, it says there are new opportunities or new, potential resources coming your way. So it can be money, it can be financial, it can be things that will improve your health and your well-being or whatever the case might be. But this is going to be something that you can tangibly use to help you on your journey to get to where you're going. And that's why, kind of comes out of the cloud puffy. It kind of is it's almost a surprise, or it's a gift or a bonus or something that just, helps you on your journey and so forth as you go through your journey through the tarot and through your life. And that's why it's, considered very positive card. Even when you see white flowers in the background, that's like a spiritual regrowth or spiritual renewal. And when you kind of see the hedges with some red flowers, that can be things related to your passion. So if you can take these resources and connect it to things you're passionate about, then that's going to help show you the road to the goal where you're trying to get to on your personal journey. Now, for those of you who've been waiting around and decided you actually wanted to choose the third tarot card deck, which is the Lightseers Tarot card deck for your choice, and one that resonates you here with this kind of vibrant black background, which I really love as well. Then your card here is the Ace of Cups. And what I love about this one, I love the imagery of this entire tarot card deck. And then especially the more you go into the Rider-Waite, you can see where they made choiceful decisions to keep some things the same, but really give you a different energy or flavor for each of the tarot cards that you might be familiar with. The Eight of Cups is really kind of a spiritual awakening card, because the 8 in numerology is pretty far along on the path. It says you have a lot of things. So in this case, since cups deal with your water sign or your emotions, it says you have a lot of things that fill you up emotionally. You are doing, most outside observers would say you are doing well, this card might be a surprise to them, but not to you. And what it really says is you're actually willing to leave a lot of that behind because you're in search of something else. And usually when I see this card come up in tarot card readings, it is you're in search of something that'll help better connect you with your spiritual path or what you're truly meant to do in this lifetime. And so it's really kind of leaving behind, maybe you were down a path or a road where you felt like you weren't in control, or someone made those choices for you, or, wasn't really your authentic path. Now that you learned more about yourself and hopefully had some spiritual growth, you now have decided that maybe part of that path you've been down doesn't suit you anymore, doesn't serve you. And so now you want to find something that really connects with your true and authentic self and your life path and what you're meant to do in this lifetime. And that's why you can see here kind of the image of her kind of leaving the cups behind and kind of moving forward towards, the rising sun, which kind of symbolizes, really something's higher connection, something that the sun and the tarot is really, I kind of consider a spotlight on the stage. It's where you're meant to be or how you want to be seen with other people. And then usually when you're wearing white in the tarot card deck, it signifies, again, this kind of spiritual purification, almost like stripping you down to like your bare, true, essential self that you were meant to be in this lifetime. You came into this life, we're all come in with goals or ideas we're meant to do, but then we obviously get distracted by life here on the earthly plane, and some of us get discouraged as we have hardships and so forth. And this is almost like trying to reconnect with who you are authentically, your true spiritual self, and listen to that to help guide you. So if you can choose to live differently in a way that's more connected with that spiritual path, then you're going to be more emotionally fulfilled than if you had been kind of staying on the tried and true path or what you're meant to do. So that's why I think this is like a spiritual awakening. So the advice to people who have drawn this card is really, whether it's meditation or, going for walks in nature, or seeking out and things I can do. I got links in my bio. You can work with me on your astrology charts and reports, your numerology reports, get a tarot card reading, whatever the case may be. Do the things that'll help you connect with your true authentic self, to learn about yourself spiritually, to see what it is that is a really right path for you, or one that will make you feel more connected to who you are. So this is the tarot card readings we have for today. This is, a pick your own card or pick a card tarot card reading on what you need to know right now. These are the most urgent energies your spirit guides, guardian angels want you to know about. And I hope this is helpful, and I hope to serve you on your path, and everyone have a fantastic day.